Hey guys, Kev here, and well, it's F5.5 time. Sorry, I just have an addiction to the F5.5, and actually, two of these are not mine. They were loaned in by Urban EDC Supply. Big shout out to Urban EDC Supply, guys. I say it a lot, but they're a great retailer, a great company. They do a lot of cool stuff, collaborations, and they have a cool affiliate program with a bunch of YouTubers, me included. There's a link down below. If you use the link when you purchase something, I get 10% back to the channel, which is a big benefit and helps the channel a lot. I am still working very hard on getting a discount for you guys. I know it's kind of a chore to use a link for somebody else, right? And you don't get anything. I totally understand that. So if you don't want to, don't, right? Of course. Anyway, we have some F5.5s here to check out, and they're freaking awesome. Okay, so these are mine. I have the carbon fiber with LMAX blade. I got this one about a year ago when they dropped these after the initial drop. This was the first, I believe, the first different variant than what was on pre-order. So you had the brown micarta, natural micarta, green micarta, and then you had full tie, right? And those came in LMAX or M390. Then they dropped this as sort of a sprint run type deal. I think it was the only time they've dropped this carbon fiber version, and it came with LMAX steel and obviously this checkered carbon fiber. It's a very lightweight version. It's pretty comparable to the micarta versions, maybe a little lighter, but it had the best action out of the box out of any of these. Sorry, so this had the best action out of the box out of any of the F5s I'd handled at that point. And I think I'd only actually had the full tie version, which this isn't the same one I had at the end of 2020. At the end of 2020, geez, it's been a while. And this came out early 2021. Absolutely love this. I've been through this a few times, but if anybody's new to the channel, you kind of get an overview here of my obsession. So when I got this and I had this one, I basically was like, okay, now I need all of them. So I hunted down a natural micarta and a green micarta version. And I did have all of them for a second, but the green micarta just doesn't do it for me. And the brown micarta, I ended up getting modded and giving to my brother Kyle, DTOM Knives and Gear. So I had bought and sold a bunch of them. I've had like 10 F5s at this point, but I was down to these two right here. So I had the carbon fiber, and then a few months ago, I bought this off of Knife Ninja EDC. Good dude, Evan, on Instagram. He's a friend at this point, and he saw that I was looking for one and offered it up. Now, I think he regrets it now, but it is what it is, and I absolutely love the full tie. It does not have the best action out of the ones I've handled. You can see it drops really nice, shakes down really nice. It's not anything to sneeze about, but it's not as, say, drop shutty as this one. And the detent is a little stiffer, which this one was really stiff when I got it, and now is just absolutely perfect. So they do break in. I can attest to that the F5s break in. I tend to notice detents breaking in more on liner locks, and I'm guessing that's because you have a slimmer lock bar putting that pressure on, whereas on a frame lock it's pretty stout, right? So I haven't really had frame locks break in, but I've had liner locks break in quite a bit. So that's the full tie version, and this one's in LMAX. So this was a later run, I guess, or I don't know, maybe he pre-ordered it in LMAX. That could be what it is. And this one is on skiff bearings. This one's on Gillian salt and peppers. Then just recently, yesterday, Urban EDC Supply graciously sent me these three to check out. And yeah, so I have the Segaha version right here. I actually owned one of these. Like I said, I've owned pretty much every version except the brass, but I did do a video on that one. I just don't like the way this wave pattern makes the titanium look and feel, honestly. To me, it gives it this plasticky look, and I just don't like that. It makes it feel like a toy. I understand that that's just me. A lot of people have told me this is their favorite one. They love it. I've had Knife Nerdery, my buddy Kevin. We've had a few spats, not arguments or anything, just friendly spats about how the finish, he thinks they look identical on these, aside from the milling. And I just don't think that's true. I just think this looks like really nice titanium and this looks like plastic. I don't know. It's just me. Obviously just me. But yeah. So they sent me this one to check out in the Segaha pattern. And again, I've had one of these before, but they included it just to check out. And that's in M390. By the way, the Micarta ones are $200. The original Micarta ones with satin blades, the brown and the green. This carbon fiber one with LMAX was $275. The full tie with M390 or LMAX was $250. This Segaha version, and maybe I'm saying that wrong, it might be Segaha, wave pattern basically with M390, I think this is $300 or $299. Then, just yesterday, they dropped the black micarta with acid wash blade, and the hardware is different. In a video I did, I wasn't sure because I didn't have one to compare, but you can see the hardware is sort of stonewashed. At least to my eye, it looks a little different. See, now it's hard to tell again. Maybe not. I don't know. It's so hard for me to tell. See, it looks different on that one to that one. But maybe that's just the background color. I don't know. But anyway, this comes with acid wash blade or acid etch blade. And I love, this is my favorite F5 currently. Now, I just got it. This is mine, by the way. And the action is incredible. And I think that's because they polished the detent ball track, the bearing track after they acid washed. They had to, right? So it just gives it this basically drop shut action, yet the detent is just perfect for me. I love a stout detent. These are awesome. Now, this one is dropping on February 2nd on their gear drop at 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern. This is blue denim micarta. Check it out, guys. Just such a cool version of it. It drops shut. This one in particular has a little bit of a lighter detent than this one. But to me, this detent is what 90% of you are going to love. It pops right open. It doesn't catch your finger in any way and like hurt after a while. These stronger detents will do that. My guess is that all of these vary. Like, depending on the exact example you get, your detent's going to vary a little bit. But they're always good. Like, there's never a bad detent. It's just maybe a little lighter than the others. And I have 5 here so I can compare, right? You wouldn't notice. So you can see it just drop shut. This blue denim is growing on me. When I initially got these, I was like, you know what? I think the black is the way to go. But they both honestly look really cool. Obviously, these came and went. They sold out. They had about, I think, 200 roughly of these. They sold out like in minutes. So I'm guessing the same thing is going to happen with these blue denim ones, which are sweet looking. So yeah, I just want to do a video and kind of talk to you guys about the F5 family and this new release coming out on the 2nd. Which is probably going to be tomorrow for you guys. I'm obviously filming this at a different time, but these knives are just incredible. They always have been. You guys know it was my 2020 knife of the year, the full tie version I had, and now have again. It's just an iconic knife for me at this point. This is like, you know, I'm going to hurt some feelings here, okay? But this is like the 940 or the Bug Out to me, right? This is the PM2 to me. This is the Sebenza to me, right? And I know not everybody's going to agree with that, right? But this is just such a good EDC knife. It has excellent ergonomics with this choil up here. It's a perfect blade shape for me with the sheep's foot blade. It's a Vox design, so you know it's going to be good in hand. It has a deep carry clip. Yeah, it's not the deepest, but it works fantastically for me. It has a hole for deployment and just pops, right? Excellent detent. It's just dialed in for thumb flicking and reverse flicking for both left and right hands because of the liner lock. You can get in there and pop it. You have so many options. So that's another thing that makes it kind of like a PM2 or Sebenza or whatever. I mean, you can get anything from, now you can't just go buy it, but you can find anything from carbon fiber to titanium to brass, different types of brass and bronze, different types of titanium. 4 different types of micarta, different blade finishes now. You're going to have acid etched on these too, and then you're going to have belt satin on all the other ones, except there's actually versions of these two, carbon fiber and titanium, with Damasteel blades. Like, there's just so many options at this point, and this knife's only been out for about a year and a couple months. They're just killing it with this knife. It's by far, it is hard for me to say out loud, but I think it's my favorite production knife ever. It's a testament to the fact that I've literally had 10 or 12 of these come through that I've bought, right? That doesn't even count the ones that, we've had in on review. So when you see me, pumping this thing on Instagram or on YouTube and showing you links and telling you about drops, it's because I truly love this knife. I love this design so much. And that's why I promote it. I don't promote things that I don't believe in, if you know what I mean. I've always been that way. Even in my professional, life, I struggle to sell or promote anything that's not something I truly believe in. So, going through early career type stuff, I struggled with certain jobs where I had to sell shit that just was not interesting to me or was not something I believed was worth the cost for the consumer, right? I don't know why this turned into a history lesson about me, but I just want to make it clear that I truly love this knife, and I recommend it to everybody. These come in at $229, so you're paying a little more than the regular micarta ones, but that's because you have the acid wash blade. And these are dropping immediately. So these dropped the other day, and they're shipping. Like, they're not a pre-order where you wait 3 months or whatever. They're shipping immediately, which is awesome. So you have a chance to pick up the Denim micarta with acid etch blade. What I think is stonewashed hardware. It's so hard for me to tell, guys. It looks stonewashed to me. It's a beaut. It's a beaut, Clark. It drops shut. At least this one does, and I'm thinking they all do because I have 2 of these versions, so to speak, and they both do it. So I'm thinking they really polish things up. There's no play in either of these. There's none of that wiggle that I've mentioned before where I've always put skiffs in these because there's that little bit of pivot lash. There's none of that right now. Both of these are dead nut centered. Dead nut centered. Again, no wiggle in there. So, maybe it's once I take it apart, I mess it up or something, and that's why that happens. I have no desire right now to take this one apart and put skiffs in it because, look at that. It's just dropping shut on its own. I don't really think it needs skiff bearings. Now, if I start to feel pivot lash after a while, okay. You will see the lockup on these is always relatively early. That's just how they all are, but you're not going to fail them. It's not too early, right? I've had however many of these, and I've never had one fail that test at all. I would trust this knife with not my life, because that's just dumb to say, but I would trust this knife for a lot of situations. That's another reason it's such a classic, is just, it's a good work knife for most people. I mean, it depends on what you do, obviously, but if you're cutting cardboard or something like that, it's a great option. Now, if you're doing a lot of that, you might want a satin blade, because it's going to go through material, I think, a little better than an acid wash. If you're a guy who just carries a knife for EDC, it's excellent for EDC, right? Yet, it's also a fidget monster, right? You can fidget with this thing all day, and it's a blast, right? Yet, it'll cut and do everything you need to. Depending on the scales you get, the grip is excellent. Like, how many videos have I done on the F5? This has to be like my 10th video on the F5. It's just such a good knife, and I just wanted to show it off again. And obviously, I wanted to make you guys aware of this Denim one. That's why they sent it to me, so I could show it to you. So that's what I'm doing. It's growing on me, guys. I kind of want a Denim one now. So I may have to pick one up on the drop. And, yeah, which means I might just see if I can keep this one and pay for it. Yeah, it's such a good knife. It really is. Like I said, it's my 940. It's my bug out. It's my go-to. I'm sure you could go back and argue I said that about something else or whatever. But in this moment right now, this is just my perfect EDC knife. I have 3 of them, right? Like, I have 3 EMP EDC Nimbles as well. Both those knives are just incredible. Obviously, I prefer the sheep's foot on here. It's just the type of cutting I do. It makes more sense for me. So, anyway, if you guys are interested, pick yourself up a Denim Micarta. This is Denim Micarta, guys, which is dope. And this is the best Denim Micarta I've ever seen. Riot just nails it. I've never seen Riot do Denim Micarta before, so that's probably why this is the first time. This isn't like that cheap jeans looking, like, it does look like jeans, but like, I had a QSP Penguin in Denim Micarta. It was pretty good. But, I mean, this is like high-quality Denim Micarta, right? So I'm going to shut up now, guys. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you pick one up. Code is down below, or link is down below. I love you all. I hope you have an absolutely fantastic day. And 3 p.m. Eastern on February 2nd. Peace!